a college in Ohio. And I'll be presenting at a conference on September 23rd. So that's motivated me to actually, I was going to say get my book done, but I'd have to say start my book. So I will have it at the conference to give out. So that was kind of like a big deal.
Yeah. So being an entrepreneur in residence, what is that
What does
about?
that mean? Yeah, so they have an entrepreneurial program. And last year I actually mentored an art student and she won. They had a contest at the end of the year. And art students typically don't think about being an entrepreneur, but she actually had to present her business plan and everything to a panel of people, and she won $10,000 to start her business. So the entrepreneur in residence is basically, I'll be working with young students who want to start their own business. So it's coaching, basically, and working with them on their projects. And, hopefully, because they're in this little small town in Ohio, having the ability to connect them with some, people in the Boston area, like there's a little bit bigger net there, but more fish. Not always better fish, but just more.
Very cool. So how many students will you be mentoring?
I don't really know. I won't really know till August until they really set this up. So I know that I will be doing a couple of presentations and then I'll be interacting with them in the classroom maybe once a week and doing office hours. So they can come and say, look, I'm working on a project. I want to be a personal trainer and I want to have my own health club. And, this girl that I mentored last year, she gave me a 50-page business plan to look at. So like these kids are serious. I was like, I have never seen anything this detailed. Like a lot of it went over my own head.
Wow. Well, entrepreneur in residence, and then you're going to be speaking at a conference in September, and that is like catalyzing you to make sure that you get your book in hand by September.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm motivated. I've contacted a woman who helps self-publish. She does the editing and the artwork. So, I figured out the budget and now I just have to do the hard part and write the words.
Yeah.
I have a title. So the title originally was going to be Exposed Secrets of an Art Rep, but now it's going to be, I'm going to specify it for this and have it be called Exposed Secrets of an Entrepreneur. So it's a little bit broader, it will be more appealing to more people. And then I can write subsequent books that focus more on artists. But for this particular opportunity, I think I don't want to limit myself just to art.
I love it. Well, congratulations, Suzanne. So inspiring.
Thank you. Inspired from the best, Clara.
Let's see, who came in after Suzanne? Who was that? Was that Milia? Was that you?
Me? I think I saw Leona before me, but I can go if
Leona, would you like to go next?
I'll go. I don't mind. So I have a couple of things. I'm going to call them potential wins.
Okay.
Because I've started the conversations. The asks that I received aren't final yet, but it's still a good thing that I was invited to do so. So the first one is I was contacted by someone in my area, and he and some others are going to be starting a new charter high school. And he wants me to coach the kids on career choices. So they're going to be working vigorously over the summer, and he wants me to submit a proposal on what I can do for the kids. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is I have a friend who actually is starting a home health care company, agency kind of. I shouldn't say agency. It's really kind of a training program because she'll be training people on becoming home health aides and CNAs. And she invited me to participate. Oh, why do I have a echo? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes,
Oh,
better.
And she invited me to come to kind of work with the students on, it's like a 6-month program, and she wants me to work with the students on preparing them for their job search when they
Great.
complete the program and get certified.
So these
So
are
those
two
are
really big potential.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I've got some work to do because I've got to prepare some information for them to take a look at. And I am working on that now. So, yeah, so these are two things that I definitely hope to come into fruition. So, those are my wins.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Leona. And since
Mhm.
we have some people here that have not met before,
Yeah.
Suzanne, I'm going to introduce you. So Suzanne is a used to be, well, still is an art consultant and representative, now turned certified coach. And Leona is a career coach with over 25 years of experience working in human resources, specifically in the healthcare space.
Mhm.
Um, Also turned life coach.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks to Clara.
and all your hard work.
Yes.
Good to meet you.
You too.
So just want to, want everyone who speaks, just share the kind of coaching that you do or hope to do, and that way that that can really open it up for networking opportunities as well, which we welcome here. Welcome, Christina. We're sharing our wins in the order in which we have arrived. So I think Milia, you were next. And you're muted.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Let's see, my win. Well, I've been working on my 30-day statement plan, and some of the wins from that is just as I'm going through the process, learning to re-identify, redefine my identity as a coach, and the taking more of the credit of the results I've already produced, whereas before I was, it's very easy for me to champion others, to help others and see others greatness. But for me, I'm constantly like, I'm not enough yet. I'm not enough yet. So the fact that I'm able to accept, embrace my own assets, that helps me to make more progress in the coaching plan that I have.
Wonderful. So you've been assessing and owning your accomplishments and how much you have already contributed and can contribute.
Yes, that my results speaks for themselves already, and I just need to stop looking for more and more and more.
Yeah, right. And I hear you. I know. Sometimes it's really hard to put into words. But if we can come up with like a really nice what's called like a value narrative, that starts with like, I'm so grateful to be able to, I'm honored to be able to serve in this way. Because what happens sometimes is that we feel a little cocky, or we feel like we're being arrogant or show offy. And when you express gratitude, it kind of neutralizes that feeling of being a show off, quote unquote. So if you can start with, I'm so grateful to be able to support people in this way, and really come up with a really nice value narrative that really showcases with a few lines that that really shows also, the economic value of the work that you've done in numbers. That usually really resonates with people. Thank you for sharing,
Thank
Miriam.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sherry.
Hello. So I would definitely say, as far as my wins, since the
Sherry,
last,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you
Yeah.
share what kind of coaching you hope to do
of
or are
course,
doing?
of course, of course. So my where I plan to specialize is within the mindset, law of attraction. I know the last time we spoke, we, I did break down like wanting to dive into like career, but after giving it a little bit more thought, I resonated more with just like spirituality, intuitive beings, and I just felt like mindset and the law of attraction was really where I wanted to kind of focus my energy in terms of the coaching. So that's where I essentially see myself going with the coaching. As far as the wins since the last time we've met, I have spent some time on my 30-day plan as well. And part of my 30-day plan was actually kind of trying to launch a separate business aside from the coaching, which was like my own brand and line. So me and Shauna spoke about that when we were doing our, vision statements and so on. And I've actually purchased certain vendors for the business already. And I've finalized those purchases. There are, I think, maybe one more vendor that I still have to purchase, which is for my crystals. But I've been making a lot of stride in that. So I can definitely count that as a win. And I'm happy about that. As far as the coaching element, I have taken on, like, I won't say it's pro bono just yet, because it is more so just like, they're not a friend directly, but they're a mutual friend, and they are kind of in the venture of like their entrepreneur business right now. And so I'm giving them, I won't say advice, but like coaching based off of what we've gone through. And so I feel like that's kind of becoming a little bit more, I'm getting more familiarized with the steps that I've been, implementing with that person. So I feel like that's also another win for me right now as well.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing, Sherry. So you've been taking steps towards creating a physical product.
Yes. Yeah.
And also it sounds like you almost have like a pro bono client.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
getting some practice. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And it's good
Thank
to
you.
see you. Shauna. Welcome, Debbie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
So sorry my camera's not on. I'm doing some stuff. Today's my children's birthday, so I'm kind of multitasking right now, which is a win for me that my kids are 4. So I'm excited about that. For I guess my win this week, out of all things, is my coaching essentials course that I've taken. It's actually putting into practice a lot of the things that we've learned in this class, or from your coaching certification, Clara, and we're practicing more with our group members, which is actually quite hard. It looks easy. It looks easy, but it is challenging to really exercise that your active listening skills, and quiet the expert, and really pull out, ask the right questions to pull out the right, I don't know if it's the right answers, but the answers within your client that they need to resolve their issues. So it's extremely fun, but it's a lot. What I thought coaching was before I actually took this course, it is completely not that. So I'm just grateful, because it's what I want to do, and I'm learning how to do it the right way.
Wonderful. So it sounds like you're getting additional practice to implement the coaching learning. Shauna.
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Great, great. And yeah, I mean, thank you for being here. You know, I know you're celebrating your daughter's birthdays. Yes, yes. Looking for every opportunity to practice. It's wonderful. And then we have who came in after Shauna? Christina?
I think it was me.
Oh, it was you? Sorry.
Did Kimberly already go?
No, Kimberly hasn't gone.
Is she
Kimberly,
here? I can't remember.
Kimberly's
if she's
here. Speak
I can
up.
go.
Speak up or forever hold your peace if you
Hello.
know. Kimberly, are you supposed to be next? Who was next?
I mean, I don't mind going. It's okay. Hello, ladies. So I wanted to share because I needed last time we met, I needed to work on my elevator pitch, and I want to share it with you first, and then I'll share my win very quickly. Any feedback will be greatly appreciated. But I definitely did share with four people, and they gave me their feedback. So my name is Kimberly Cortez. I'm a certified professional coach specializing in supporting women of color. I help women achieve their goals every step of the way by meeting individuals where they are to where they desire to be. I encourage them to create, set, and achieve powerful goals so that they are able to elevate and feel empowered each step of the way. Who do you know that could benefit from my service?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
My win would be I realized I need to keep the momentum going, everything that I learned from the course. So I'm reaching out to friends, family members, or whoever they know that could benefit from my service. So far, I only got one person, which is my sister, but I trust her. She knows how to be professional. So I got my first pro bono client. So we're gonna meet next Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. So that was my win.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, so you practice you practice your pitch, you did your homework, and you have your pro bono client, and so now you can put her through the entire process, Kim, from beginning to end.
That's what I plan to do, and I'm gonna ask her for a testimony at the end, and also like how much do you think I should charge, like, or she would pay for my service, just to kind of get like a feedback from her, because I have to keep it going because I don't want to lose all the skills that I've learned. The good thing is I still have the videos that you shared with us that are recording, so I'll be going back to those
Yeah,
videos to make notes. Yes.
For sure, for sure. Do you all hear an echo
Yeah, I did for
Yes.
a minute.
from me?
Yeah, it was kind of like what happened when I was speaking. I could hear an echo, but then it stopped.
I'm gonna try this. Is that better? Okay.
Mhm.
Great, great, great. Okay. Yeah, keeping the momentum going is key. Like any little step that you can take to just keep it going, keep moving, keep spreading the word, keep practicing. Beautiful, beautiful. Dr. Charmaine Jackman, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So I'm Charmaine Jackman, and my coaching, I'm still trying to figure it out, but my coaching practice, I think, will focus around therapists and entrepreneur and founders. That's a space that I'm in right now, and I think that'll be great to help them think about their goals and also like integrating wellness into their daily practice. Similar to Suzanne, I wrote this ebook last summer, and then I like put it on the shelf. And I had a topic that was really kind of really focused on therapists, wellness. But like this week, I came up with a new title, which I love. I'm not going to share it yet. And I also decided, like you, to like widen it just to entrepreneurs in general. Like, why do I need to like hone it in so neatly? Because it's going to be applicable to other people. So I was so excited when you said that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm the same thing. So a win, I had a win, but I just emailed someone who I had a conversation about coaching some graduate students. She runs a Black Graduate Academy. And so we've talked about it, and I just emailed her to say, let's get a meeting on the books. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I have a pro bono client that I'm going to start working with as well. So I think there was another one that I wanted to share, but I can't remember it. So it's all good.
Well, if you remember, just put it on the chat. Yeah, but that's wonderful. So right, every single step of the way counts, from that, following up, sending that email, having the pro bono client, things that you think about and are putting into action. They all count. And so I really want to make this a space where you can come and like really share, what your wins are, what you're intending on doing, so that you can be held accountable. Because that's where the rubber meets the road. It's like when you take that action, even if it's an imperfect action, that's where the magic happens. Oh, I see. Yeah, in 2 weeks you're leaving your job. Oh yes, you will be in my prayers.
Count down. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Let
awesome.
the chains go. Let the chains go. Yes. Oh, yes. Good. Okay. And then last but not least, we have, we have Christina, and then we have Debbie. Christina, so tell us what kind of coach you are, and what is one win that you would like to share with us this week?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Christina. I do career and empowerment coaching. So mainly career coaching, helping people through the job search, helping people transition into tech, something I'm very passionate about. Mainly working with Black and Brown job seekers. So one win for me is I launched a group coaching program. I know you saw it, Clara. So it's something that I had been wanting to do for a while now, because I do a lot of one-on-one coaching. But I've learned that one-on-one coaching is very time-consuming and exhausting for me, at least. And so I think a group coaching program is definitely a new model that I want to try out. So if you know anyone that's looking for a job and needs help on the job search, I'll put the link in the chat, and you can share with them. It'll be starting next week, next Tuesday. And it's really special pricing since this is the first group coaching program. So yeah, that's my win.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and definitely anyone that I know that, like will fit the bill for you, I'll definitely make a referral. And also, just like I've done with Leona. Leona is also a career coach.
So that's funny that you say that.
We should chat, Christina.
We should, because I saw you. So I was literally looking up on Google career group coaching just to kind of see what is out there, and you were one of the first people that popped
Oh,
up.
that's a good thing.
That's funny. Yeah, so that's funny that I see you in here, because I was like, I recognize her from her flyer, because I was like looking at your flyer and seeing how you worded things and stuff. So that's really funny that you're here. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Well, the universe is operating.
Yeah, I literally Googled and found her, and now she's here.
Yes.
Yeah, well, my plug for Leona is that Leona helped my husband fix his resume, and then he doubled his income. So, yeah.
That's what I like to do.
That's
so awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, Debbie. Thank you, Christina.
Hello, everyone. My name is Debbie, and I'm sorry, I'm just in a space here, but I think I gather I'm supposed to talk about a win and what my coaching style is going to be, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm still working through it, but of course, I say I'm a certified confidence building purpose life coach, and targeting mainly, honestly, women, but mainly women of color. Um, and my area of expertise is also counseling, and I'd like to target counselors. Um, maybe in a different sense from Charmaine, but counselors and leaders, women in leadership positions, just across the board. And also looking at spirituality, but that's not really the priority, but I will also look at spirituality. And that's basically, I think, what's happening as far as the coaching thing. I'm still figuring all of that out. I trying to write a couple programs, which I have actually completed a couple, and I wanted to start, just like Christina, I want to start group coaching, and I have a date set for July 30th, which is going to be where I want to start that.
Beautiful.
This week I had planned to reach out to a couple folks and get their consent and all of that stuff. And I am also going to be doing special pricing. I'm not sure I'm going to do pro bono. So I'm going to be looking at some special pricing also for that. When I grow up, I want to be like Dr. Charmaine. She's leaving in 2 weeks. I have my date set for my 9 to 5 too, but it's going to be a couple of months. And who knows, things might just work out where I leave really sooner, and I can't wait for that. I'm starting to do some transitional things, honestly, pulling back on some things from my job. I volunteer for different things, and I'm starting to pull back on some things because I really want to focus on the coaching and divert, a lot of the energy there. So
Beautiful.
that's where I'm at.
Beautiful, Debbie. So you've already started, so you're winning, you've already started crafting some programs that
Yes, I have.
that you're hoping to launch, and you already have a date for when you're launching them.
The group coaching, group coaching.
For group
I have
coaching.
individual and different types of stuff
Beautiful,
that I'm
beautiful.
doing.
Yes. Yeah. So before we hop into today's topic about sales conversations, I wanted to share with you all that I have launched what I'm calling the Certified Coaches Network, where you will be able to be placed in a directory where you can market, it's basically I will market your work. I will send you referrals. And then you can join these calls year round and have access to a special portal where I will have all the recordings and articles and different things to help you grow as a coach. And you can have access to me to ask me questions. So I'm going to post that on the chat so that you can take a look. I'm also going to start a podcast, and I will be interviewing y'all on the podcast to further the work. So I'm gonna post that on the chat in a second. Because I want to be, it's more of like a systematic way for me to have, a place where you all are in a beautiful profile that I can send to people, and then as I promote, my organization, I can also promote you as well. So I'm gonna post that link now, but before we start, I want to ask, on a level of 1 to 10, how comfortable do you feel in making sales conversations, in basically having a conversation with someone and you know that this is a conversation about enrolling them? So 10 being like, yes, Clara, I am so comfortable with it. I absolutely love selling my work. And 1 being like, what are you talking about? So if you can just put in the chat your number, that would really give me a good sense of, how to embark on this conversation with you. Is that question clear to everybody? Okay. So let's see, what do we have here? We have everything from a 2 to an 8. Awesome. Okay. So let's start with the fundamentals. So I'm just gonna post on the chat the link to the coaches network, and I can follow up with that. So in your handouts, you have a document that is called Selling Your Coaching Services. And I'm going to share my screen. I think this is a good place to start. So when you're selling your coaching services, we everyone that is on this call, I can say that you are a generous person. So naturally, what we usually want to do is we want to like jump in and coach the person. Can you all see my screen? Okay. But instead of coaching the person, what we really want to do is really have a conversation where you are discovering what are the changes that this person is really looking to make. And you don't want to assume that you know exactly what they want to achieve. So this is your opportunity, the sales conversation. It's your opportunity to really uncover that. And then you really want to uncover what are the benefits that they are hoping to receive from hiring you as a coach. And you want to provide clarity on exactly how your coaching package works and how it's going to benefit them. That's what the conversation is really about. It's not about you coaching them. It's not about you saving their life on that call. It's not about you giving free advice. It's not about that. It's about discovering. So the first step that we want to take, right, and I'm going to reference back to a lot of the things that we talked about during our training. The first one is around building rapport, right? Building that trust with the person by using neuro-linguistic programming techniques. So this is the mirror and matching. So, you are listening for those words that person is saying and repeating it back to them. You are really honing in on what you hear the client say, and then you are summarizing it for them, rephrasing it for them, paraphrasing. And you really want to know, first you want to lead the conversation by asking them, to tell me a little bit about you. Tell me where you're from, tell me what you do now. You want to lead a conversation with questions. Sometimes, we will start a conversation. What happens with a lot of coaches, we'll start a conversation and it's like, who goes first? No. Okay, well, what you want to do is you want to put your coach hat on. You are the coach. You're leading the conversation by asking open-ended questions in order to get to know the other person. Then the second step is you want to ask your client, what are they really passionate about creating in their life? Like, what is it that they want the most? So let's say, someone speaks to Christina and they're like, oh, I just want to find that job. Christina wants to understand like what kind of job they want to get. Like, once they have the job, then what? Like, what is it? What's the feeling that they're going after? What do they really, really want? Okay, because one thing is like what they think they want, another is what they really, really want. And you want to get, you really want to understand what they really, really want. It may not be what you think or even what they think. This might be like this unique opportunity for them to really express, oh my God, I know everybody expects me to get a job, but what I really want to do is I want to start my own business. So like really, really uncovering, their deep motivations, and you want to take some really detailed notes once you hear exactly what this person wants. So for example, when I first started coaching, I used to coach people. So I have a financial background, and people used to come to me and asking for financial coaching. Like, somehow I would attract people that were having money problems. And every single time I would have a conversation with someone, there was always a deeper issue. It wasn't just about the money. It was something else. And I would ask them like, okay, once you have all the money in the world, then what? Then what do you need to work on? And sometimes we needed to get to those deeper issues. So it's really, really important to ask those questions, to stop and listen, and then to paraphrase back to the person. So this is what I hear you saying, right? Remember the mirror and matching, using their exact same words. So once you hear, you're really uncovering and listening for everything that the client wants and what they really, really want, you want to ask the client, so you say that you want, let's say, a new job, or for Kim, let's say somebody is like, I've been wanting to buy a house, and I need a coach to really help me with all the different steps, let's say. Then you ask them like, so like what impact this is going to have in your life, right? And this is really going to get you to discover their why do they want what they want, right? And you want to just be like taking detailed notes in this. And as it says here, you want to capture their personal pros, right? To capture like what they, how does your client, your potential client, describe their peak experience? Oh my God, I'm just, I'm gonna have a sense of freedom. I'm gonna feel a sense of relief. I'm finally gonna feel fulfilled. You really want to capture that in them. And if they say, I don't know, you want to push them a little harder to like, no, really, like give yourself permission to really express, what is it, like, how is this going to change your life? And you can feel free to change these words to what comes more naturally to you. So instead of saying, how will, that impact your life? Like, how will this change your life? How will your life be different? So feel free to use the words that fit your vocabulary. Once you take all those detailed notes, and then we're going through the same process, you're listening, right? You're the active listening, you're paraphrasing and making sure that you're capturing everything. Because what this is doing is like building that rapport with the client, and really getting them to the psychological space where you can lead them. The next step, right, is once you really capture, what is the impact for them, is you really want to ask them, so what has kept you from achieving your goal? What has kept you from buying the house, or what has kept you from landing that dream job? And this is where you want to uncover all of their obstacles. You want to find out, what has been sabotaging their success. And this is where again, you really want to be listening, and you really want to acknowledge their struggle, but you don't want to coach them. You're not giving them the solutions there. Wow, I understand. You've been distracted from achieving your goals, or you've been shopping a lot, so you haven't been able to save money. You haven't landed a job because you haven't made time, to grow professionally, or you haven't given yourself permission. Like whatever it is that they're saying, right? You want to repeat that back to them. But you don't like, so naturally, right? Because we're very generous. What are we going to do? We're going to want to start giving them solutions right then and there. But we're not going to do that. Okay? Exercise restraint and really practice your listening skills, your active listening skills, meaning that you're listening, you're paraphrasing, and you're checking for understanding. And I want to stop here, and just to make sure that everybody is understanding clearly everything that I said, or if there's any questions. I'm at step 4. Are there any questions? Any clarity that you need on this part? No, everybody's good.
So this is the introductory session that you're having with the client?
So this is like when someone says to you, "Oh, Debbie, I want to work with you," and then you invite them to a consultation.
Gotcha.
And then and this is the consultation where, I mean, there's another page to this where you're gonna then go into your price and getting them to swipe the card. Mhm. So what we're doing is like we're building up to that point, right? It's so there's a process in sales called pace, 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 lead. This is the pacing. This is part of the pacing. Is Dr. Charmaine, I saw you nodding. Are you familiar with the with pace, 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 lead?
No, not necessarily, but it makes sense.
Okay. Psychologically, right? It's a
Mhm.
neuro-linguistic strategy in sales. And it's also called consultative sales is really what we're doing.
Right.
Or we
Because
would
it's like you're drawing them in, right? You're getting them to tell their story. They're kind of sharing a lot with you. So it's like you're
Yeah.
bringing them halfway there and then boom.
Yeah, where they're gonna be like, yes, take me to the river. Let me drink the water. Because they know they're thirsty. Suzanne.
Clara, oh,
Oh, I saw let me stop sharing my screen so I can see you all. I saw Suzanne raise her hand, and then did somebody else say something?
yeah, I had a question.
Leona and then Suzanne. Okay.
Is that document, is that an updated document? It looks a little bit different than the one I had initially.
Yeah.
It does, but I'd have to go back and check. It
Um,
hasn't been updated?
I don't think so, but I'm
Oh,
happy to
okay.
resend it.
Okay, yeah, could you?
Yeah, happy to
Okay,
resend
thank
it
you.
after the call.
Thank you.
Suzanne, you're muted.
Is that better?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. All right, so somebody was referred to me on an airplane, and then somebody else was referred to me some other way. I don't remember. Both men. Most of my clients happen to be women, I believe, and great conversations. You know, just like they went on, and it was like, I'm going to do this, and I sent the coaching package, and then it's just like crickets. You know. I feel like if you don't get them in that moment, how do you get them back to that excitement level? You know, they're kind of, you know, not answering. I've followed up, like, can I answer any more questions? I've actually sent references. They've asked for that, but, you know, gave them the payment plan and just, there's nothing.
Yep. We're going to get to that on page 2.
Oh, okay.
Yep. No, great question. We're going to get to that. Okay, so I just want to check for understanding up until this point where we're capturing we have captured their, you know, like you said, you had a great conversation. You know, they told you all about their woes and, you know, why they haven't achieved everything they dream of up until this point. And you're gonna, you know, even dig a little deeper with them and ask them like, so you've been distracted, you haven't been believing in yourself, you know, you've been just surrounding yourself, you know, I'm just putting hypotheticals, right? You've been surrounding yourself with the wrong kind of people, you just haven't even believed that this is possible, you haven't really given yourself permission to really you know, to apply for those jobs or update the resume, all the different obstacles that they've shared with you. And step 5 is about really asking them, what's the impact that these challenges are having in your life? You know, or like, what is this costing you? That's a different question. You know, to a similar question to this one. Like, what is it costing you to procrastinate? You know, what is it costing you to play small? What is it costing you to not put yourself first? You know, what's the impact that these challenges are having in your life? Right? So you're like, It's like you dig and then you dig a little more. And then you hear for the answers and then you give it back to them. And I hear you. What you're saying is that, you know, your cousin has been asking you for money, and you've been giving it to them. And this is costing you to not be able to save. Or they've been asking you to go out every weekend and you keep saying yes because you want to be liked and it's not allowing you to focus. You know, I'm giving you all the hypotheticals. So then we go to step 6. You're going to be sharing with them in a very compelling way that you can help them achieve everything they said they wanted to achieve on step 2. So remember step 2 where they tell you exactly everything they wanted, right? So let's say for Christina, they really want to land that job where they're fulfilled and they're appreciated, and they're finally getting paid what they're worth, right? This is your chance to say, hey, you know, in my coaching, I can totally help you really finally land that job where you are feeling fulfilled, where you are really valued, because I'm going to teach you how to first value yourself and identify those strengths in yourself, right? You can go a little bit into what into what your process is, so that you can now, so that you can now, you go to step 3, have what you say you want, right? So that you can now, you know, finally feel free, finally feel invigorated, finally feel like your career, you know, is really on the next level. I'm going to help you get what you want so that you can, so that it can impact you in the way that you said you wanted it, right? This is why it's so crucial to take those notes, because you want to speak their language. You want to use their words. Okay, and this works so that you're not like stumbling over your words. You don't have to memorize anything. All you have to do is be present with your client, ask them questions, take notes, and feedback and give back to them what they said they wanted that you can deliver through your program. Is that clear? For example, with me, like, you know, leaders will come to me and say, oh my God, Clara, like, I have a really hard time. I really want to take my team to the next level. And I really have a hard time with conflict. When when conflicts come up, I freeze. I don't even know what to say. I just kind of like let things run their course, and then I got to pay for it later, right? So I'm telling them, look, so what if, you know, we work together and I could help you gain the confidence so that you can tackle difficulties with ease and be able to gain the respect of your team and really take your team to the next level so that you can finally go to sleep at night. Because some of the business, some of my leaders, they take their work home with them. They're thinking about it when they're laying down, when they wake up, because they have all these unresolved conflicts. So you want to speak their language. You're not memorizing. You don't need to memorize your spiel at this point. You know, you don't need to go into your accolades. You don't need to like tell them all the different degrees you have. You just need to promise them, right, in a compelling and truthful, honest way, that you are going to address the things that they need. And then you're going to check for understanding. So how does this sound? Oh my God, this sounds amazing. Great. So what's not in this document is the questions that I'm telling you, like always checking for understanding. On step 7, before I actually go into the how much does it cost, I ask them, do you want to hear more about what it would take to work with me? And the person could say, oh, you know, no, not at this time. Or say, yes, totally, Clara, please tell me. Right? And that's when you go into all the benefits first. working together. You will have 6 sessions. You'll have access to me via email. You're going to get detailed notes. We're going to create a plan where we're going to address everything that, that is of concern to you, with the goal of you achieving whatever the person said they wanted on step 2. And the investment for that is $3,000, let's say, whatever it is for you. And so depending on what their predominant learning modality is that you're going to listen for as you're having a conversation with them, you want to ask them, if, let's say, if you hear that they're visual, how does that seem to you? If you hear that they're auditory, how does that sound to you? If you see that they're kinesthetic, how does that feel to you? And then you want to be quiet and you want to wait for their response. This is key. Once you give them that price and you ask them, how does this feel? How does this sound based on the modality that you observe in them? Like I will tell people, you literally sometimes have to put your hand over your mouth and stop trying to sell yourself and let them talk. So I'm going to stop there for a second. Suzanne, did you have a question?
No.
Okay, the hand was there from before?
Yeah, I didn't touch the hand again.
Oh, okay. It's still there.
Oh, let me see if I can take it down.
So that's, up until that point when the person says, and then if the person says, great, you say, wonderful. How, so you ask them how they like to pay or you tell them. Say, so I'm going to go ahead and send you an invoice now. And so that's where you want to already have ready your invoices, your welcome letter, your contract, all of that, so that it's seamless. Great. I'm going to go ahead and send you an invoice through PayPal right now. And a contract, and let's go ahead and schedule our first coaching appointment right now. Like, boom, like, let's go right now. Right? It's not like, oh, I'm gonna call you later. No, like, you are ready to go. Now, if the person says no, and then so you're always also, you're leading with your most expensive program, as if sees fit, like if it seems fit that the person do your one-to-one and that's your your premium program, you lead with that. If they say no because the objection is that is too much money, then you say, oh great, well maybe you would like to join my group coaching package, which is 50% less. It's actually $1,500. And it includes these many sessions, then you go, great, I'm going to send you an invoice right now, and we'll continue the process. If the person says no, right? So what you want to do is remind them of the impact that their challenges are having in their life. So you go back to the notes from step 5, where they said, oh, because I keep procrastinating. It's been like 10 years that I've wanted to change jobs, but I'm still in the same place. You say, well, just, you think, 10 more years are going to go by and you think you still want to be in the same place. Are you sure that, like, is this something that you want to continue doing? You said that you wanted to grow that you wanted to grow your practice and really have people in your practice that you really enjoy working with. And that you wanted to finally have a sense of freedom after working, for somebody else for 30 years. Let's say something like that. And then just let them, like, you remind them of that and tell them, well, I'm ready when you are. And you can either schedule another time to work with them and in a short time. Like, what if we, like, would you like to maybe touch base? The person tells you they have to think about it. You want to touch base? Can we touch base in a week? If the person tells you that they need to talk to their spouse or their partner first, you say, you know what if, like, you sign up now and then I can offer you a refund if you decide that you don't want to do this. But you want to get a payment from them before their first session. If they tell you they need to think about it, again, you can totally like give them a short date for when you want to have them think about it, like in a few days or no more than a week, for a really short call. But then you can also tell them that, don't think about it too long, because your thinking got you to this point. And you only work with people who are serious. So in a nutshell, this is what the coaching process, this is what the sales conversation looks like. So to answer, and then I would love to take some questions. Christina, I'm gonna stop sharing this document with Suzanne. You said that you sent someone a package, you had a great conversation, you sent them a package and you followed up with them, and crickets.
Right.
Right. So I have a rule of no more than 3 follow-ups with them. And if they don't respond, take that email, put it in your email list, and then just continue to, when you send out your newsletters and your announcements, you just keep, being on their radar. And when they're ready, they will contact you.
Right. I agree. I don't think it's good to keep contacting somebody saying, so do you have any more questions? So yeah, I just don't know how to close that deal at the beginning. And I think some of the things you said made a lot of sense. Like, I can offer you a refund, or just try to close it, because they're so enthusiastic on the first call. And then they think about the money and it just becomes cold.
Yeah. So you wanna if you can, capture them right then and there. And if they say, oh, I gotta think about it, you schedule a call not too far into the future, where you just checking in and say, hey, I'm just checking in and seeing, and seeing if you have questions. Are you ready to sign up?
Right.
Right. Like we don't get into the money story. It's just like, are you ready to sign up? If they tell you they want a discount, I offer them a longer payment plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that helpful, Suzanne?
It is helpful. We've gone over my issues with my past business, like being a coach and not a consultant, which I'm getting better at, but also, it's really good at selling other people, and now I'm selling myself. So, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
And what you said earlier too, it's, how to present yourself in a way that's confident and not cocky, and not, it's a little bit of a dance, and I'm learning how to waltz, and, it's good. I've been holding back a little bit, I'm updating my website. I'm trying to, figure out what to do with my social media, but people are finding me anyway, which is good, because I got a few new clients this week and repeat business, but, I feel like once I'm ready to really break out, it's going to be, awesome.
Great. Christina, you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to know, in that initial call, do you tell them pricing then? Because what I've been experiencing is people will sign up for a discovery call. We have a really good call. They're like super excited. And, they tell me that, they're really on the job search. They really need whatever's going on. And then I'll follow up and I'll tell them, I'll send you all the details in an email, and I'll tell them the price. And either they ghost, or I won't hear from them again, or they'll be like, oh, that's way too much. I didn't think it was going to cost that much. And then And then I tell them I can break it down into installments, like separate installments, if that works better for them. And then sometimes just ghost crickets. I'll respond and say, hey, like, did you think about, the options I gave you? Let me know if you have any other questions. And then I won't hear anything back.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
wondering, what do you do?
I give them so remember in the second page after, we talk all about the obstacles and, how your program can help them overcome their obstacles. Remember, right? Like everything that they told you in that conversation. Then I asked them, like, do you want to hear what it would take to work with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to be like, yes, please tell me.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of you emailing them the details, because that's an extra step. It's like 2 extra steps.
Yeah.
That's unnecessary. So if you tell them, you telling them, right, you asking them if they want to hear the pricing and they say yes, then you give them the pricing right then and there.
Yeah.
And then you can gauge if it's a hell yes or if it's a no.
Yeah.
And just save the headache.
Right.
Give me one moment.
Is that what anyone else does? Is that what you do?
You know
too?
what? Yeah, Christine, I was just going to say, I let them know very early on, and like Clara said, just asking, do you want to hear about my packages and what the prices are before I start sending stuff out? Because I find, for me, I just feel like I want people to know, I want to be transparent at the very beginning. Because if they're going to do it, they're going to do it, early on. They, make a decision based on that initial call, because then you're chasing, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah, that takes way too much emotional energy on your part and on theirs and your valuable time. And so that's why we take so much time at the beginning, to really assess.
How long is your discovery call normally?
30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, I do 30 minutes.
Yeah. Mine's 20 minutes, so maybe I should change that.
Yeah, that's why you're like sending them the information. You're like, oh, I'm gonna email you later. Yeah. You're like, no, let's close the loop right here.
Right.
You get that done in 30 minutes? I was thinking an hour. So it's 30, try to shoot for 30, 40.
I think it really depends, because I think it depends on how much probing and it just depends, because you get some people that are really like ready to go. And then there are those that you really have to coach a little bit longer and well, not coach, but you really have to kind of probe and pull stuff out of them. And, you got to do more work.
Yeah, it really, it really does depend. But for me, like I try to just keep it at 30, like no more than 35 minutes because it's my time and I'm not going to pay for this time.
I know.
Okay?
That's why I did 20 minutes, but I think 30 makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and also Christina, like if you can do some version of these steps in 20 minutes, hey, more power to you.
Right.
It's like, what do you want? What do you really want? What impact is this going to have on your life? What has kept you from already having that?
Right.
Oh yeah. So all those things, what impact is that having?
Right.
And if you can do that digging in 20 minutes because you're like super crisp, like let's get it going. And you tell them, look, in my program, we're going to address all those things.
Yeah.
So that you can have, you can finally have everything you want.
Right.
How does that sound? Do you want to hear more about what it takes to work with me? Yes, Christina, I do. Wonderful. Well, you get 12 sessions for, this amount of money. I would love to support you. Do you feel like you're ready? Yes, I am. Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and send you an invoice and a contract right now.
Yeah.
Let's schedule that interview.
And you know what, Clara, and you're absolutely right when you say, these are, when people start asking questions, you say, these are some of the things that we'll cover in the program, because I remember earlier on when I was talking to people for about an hour, I mean, they were asking way too many questions. I felt like I was giving away
You were coaching
what I
them.
was going to get in the sessions. They were asking so much.
Mhm.
And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, I got to cut this back.
Yeah, and you say this is exactly what we're going to cover in our next coaching
Yeah.
session. So are you
Yeah.
you're ready to book the session now?
Yeah.
Right, and like you're just smooth with it, you're smooth with
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
you have, you already have the process down in your mind of like,
Mhm.
this is how I do the consultative conversations.
Yeah.
Right, so what happens sometimes is that we go into like, like you go into your pitch, and like I've coached for
Mm.
Harvard, and like all these things that people don't care. They don't
Yeah.
care about where you've
Right.
been.
Right. They
All
just
they
want
care
to know
about is
that
how
you
you're
can
gonna
help
help
them. Right. Exactly.
Exactly, exactly.
So, okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So so Christina, you're starting off with group coaching. How would you interview people still individually, or how are you doing it? Are you just kind of putting it on the website and
Yeah.
are you having
So it
individual-
is very much, this is very much beta testing. So right now it's all just through email, just sharing all the information of what people will get in the program through email.
Yeah.
I'm giving people 8 weeks of coaching once a week for an
Mhm.
hour, and they'll get they'll get one one-on-one session with me in that time frame. And I'm charging 500 for the 8 weeks.
Beautiful.
Each.
And that's a bargain.
And that's what I'm saying. It is a bargain. So
Yeah.
a lot of people, right now, I'm not doing, for the group coaching, I'm not doing discovery
Yeah.
calls.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
So I want to
Right.
give you a challenge to do. So for those of you who are you're doing group coaching, even with your, one-on-ones, I want you to either think about doing a Zoom call where you're inviting as many people as you can.
Mhm.
And what you're going to do in the Zoom is you're going to ask all these questions
Yeah.
of the people.
Mhm.
Like you can literally do a webinar where you're like, what do you really want? What do you really, really want? Tell me
Mhm.
what you want, what you really, really want, right? Like, and people can literally start putting in the chat like everything they want, or you can come up with a hypothetical of like, do you
Mhm.
want this? Do you,
Mhm.
do all these different things that you want, and take them through that process, and say, and then at the end say, if you're interested in learning more, right, about what it would take to work with me, like raise your hand. Right now I'm offering a special of a group coaching with these
Mhm.
many sessions for 500, and this is a special pricing right now. Sign up
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
But you can either do an Instagram live. You can do a Zoom that you record, and then you can share
Mhm.
with your email list. I want you to practice this as much as possible. So this week, your homework is going to be to practice the sales conversation. Either you do it with a group or you do it with some individuals.
I have a question just for group coaching. This is like my first time doing a group. Should I have payment and contracts and everything before the first session?
Yeah.
Or should I?
Yeah.
Like already set up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. You want to get the money?
You gotta, yeah. So you can get all that out of the way so you can jump right in and you don't have to worry about it. Unless you're offering payment plans.
And even in that case, you still want to have your first payment at least.
Well, yeah, right. Payment number one. Yeah. And definitely the contract.
And have your payments automated.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so this is your challenge for this week. Practice the sales conversation, and I'm going to resend this document with the recording. Yeah, and have fun with it. Have fun, just practice in the mirror first, let it flow. If you're gonna practice with a pro bono client, you can tell, I'm practicing. This is my first time, but really, the first time, take your time. But don't coach them. And then if you have any questions about the Certified Coaches Network, please let me know. You can email me. Most of you have my phone number. You can call me. Okay, it was a pleasure to see all of you. Have fun this week, and I will see you next week.
We have
Thank
one more.
you.
We have one more, Clara.
We have
We have
one
one
more.
more? Oh, okay. I thought this was the last. To be
Thank
You
you.
found
This
the
is my
sixth
for
one?
first.
some reason, I don't know why I thought today was the
I'm gonna
last.
No. We have more
Oh.
fun. Next week, we're going to talk all about our networking and our circle of influence.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. See you
Clara,
next week.
when is the group program gonna start?
So what we're doing with the group
You said
program
you're,
is
what
I'm
you said
rolling
you're
it
done?
in with these
With
calls.
this? Yeah,
You said
okay.
you're done?
Yeah, and so
Okay.
with these calls, so then after next week I'm graduating another group, and they will have another 6 weekly sessions. And
work.
those people that are in the
Oh, I'm sorry. Cool.
Oh, somebody's. on mute.
Wait a minute, I'm hearing.
I think it's Shauna. Can you?
Well, that's Shauna. Let me mute her. So
Mhm.
those who are part of the network can join the other 6 calls with them. And then after that, we are switching to monthly calls.
Okay, because I signed up.
Yes.
For
Thank
them,
you,
yeah.
Leona.
Mhm.
Yes. So make sure you put yourself on the registry.
Oh, I think I did that. Can you check?
I'll check and I'll
I
let you
think
know.
I sent you that info.
Okay, I will
Yeah.
check and I will let you know.
Okay.
All
And
right,
just to be
ladies.
clear, we're gonna be meeting one more week next week, and then we'll be meeting monthly if we put our names on the registry.
Correct.
Okay, all right, just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
No. So no. So I have another group that's graduating,
Mhm.
and we are going to go through all of this again.
Yes, for
So
6
if
weeks.
you want to experience that one more time, you're free to join that, kind of that train.
Mhm.
If
Got it.
not, then
Okay.
you can join the monthly calls.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
You
Makes
got
sense.
it? So like Kim, like you can continue on, because it takes a couple times,
Yeah.
Okay.
to really to get this down. So we'll go over again the marketing, your lifestyle
Mhm.
planning, the your say, the pitch.
Mhm.
We'll talk about we'll have this conversation again around sales conversation. Next week, we're talking about your circle of influence and networking. And then we can, we'll go over all of that again. So, and then in our monthly calls, we'll be doing, we will be leaving it a little bit more open to Q&A and like whatever people want to bring to the table, and asking questions about, whatever they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Have a good
All
evening,
right.
everyone.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Clara, I wanted, I just wanted to, I'm confirmed for 11:30 tomorrow.
We are confirmed for 11:30 tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye,
Oh, look at the
everyone.
little
Good night.
princesses. Hi.
Oh,
adorable.
she's,
Have
oh
a
my
good
goodness,
night.
it's a whole party for them.
Cute.
Wow.
Oh my
Oh, look at
goodness. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
night.
Birthday.
Wow.
Thank you.
Bye, Sherry.